My name's Ben. I'm a runner who recently broke the 3-hour mark in the marathon, and now I'm training hard to go even faster. In this week's episode, I run a marathon on a cruise ship because I can. The story starts in the port of Barcelona, Spain. Hey everybody. Welcome to Barcelona. That's right, we're in Barcelona. It is July 4th. There's also the Tour de France here, which I didn't know about, but it does explain why hotels were so hard to find. Only here for a day, going on a cruise tomorrow. So we flew in yesterday. Get a chance to run along the beach here. Gonna do an easy run for as long as I can stand. I think I'm supposed to do 24K today. I don't think that's happening. I've done about one, and man, I'm boiling. It's like 32 degrees, obviously. Totally full sun, and I'm very wisely running at about 1 p.m. So let's do a run. Not super interesting today. Powerade Golden Mango, which I haven't had before, but it is just a Powerade. It's good. Okay, let's go run. So it seems like the Tour de France kicks off today with an opening stage. It's a team time trial. Starts around 5 p.m., like right here in the city center. So I'll try to see what that's all about. Maybe get some footage if I do. Let me put it in right here. Here they come. Wow, wasn't that cool? Or, I can't believe that happened. Or, oh, it's a shame I wasn't able to see it. Whatever. Pick one of those that's appropriate. My runner spidey sense is tingling. Track nearby. Not today. That's a nice looking track though. Ah, shoot. I don't remember where I parked my boat. It's one with the mast. Catch it. Hey fellas. How you doing? Alright, it's pretty windy. I've reached the end of this pier breakwater thing. Wow, this beach just keeps going. So I'm gonna run back. That's the only way out of here. This run ended up being 18 kilometers, and I capped it off with the most delicious shandy I've ever had in my life. The next day, it was time to board the Harmony of the Seas for a 7-night cruise. This was fantastic. I think my favorite was the show they had at the Aqua Theater, with a stage that rose out of the water, fun music and dancing, a super cool aerialist, and tons of high dives. Yep, right into where the stage used to be a minute ago. We also got to watch a World Cup game there later. Spain fans were going nuts. And there were excursions, and of course tons of great food. But enough of that. I'm bearing the lead here. Because down on deck 5, there was a dedicated running track. Do you ever have a dumb idea that you just can't get out of your head? Well, for me, it was running a marathon on a cruise ship. And, it's dumb for a lot of reasons. I haven't even had breakfast this morning. Not really prepared to run a marathon. Probably not a great idea to just run marathons willy-nilly. But I just couldn't get out of my head. Because what's the point of training for all these marathons? What's the point of getting yourself in great shape if you can't knock out a marathon when you want to? So I'm paraphrasing a little bit. But I believe a wise running coach once said running is supposed to be fun. And if training properly for marathons means I can't run a marathon if I want to, that's not fun. So I'm going to use the fitness I've earned to knock out a marathon, even though it's a really dumb idea. It's actually so dumb. Woke up at 5 to do this. Well, I'm back to sleep thinking, nah, even for you, too stupid. Here we are, 10 after 6, doing it anyway. Alright, so what's the deal? Well, today is a sea day. So it's not like I'm missing much. And besides, I do want to run. This isn't like a negative thing. Yeah, it's a sea day. Most just going to be cruising anyway. So I could be up in a hot tub now. I could be up in a hot tub after running a marathon. Alright, so one lap of this track is about 666 meters. I think the way they advertise it is 1.5 laps to a kilometer, 2.4 laps to a mile. So if you do out the math, it's going to be just under or just over 63 laps for a marathon. What am I doing for fueling, you may ask? Despite being on a cruise ship, there's actually not a lot of food in the immediate vicinity of the running track. There's a pizza place. They don't open until 11. So that's a no-go. And I started a little bit before the buffet's open, so I couldn't grab food and bring it down here. So no, I need a different plan. Did I plan ahead and bring shells? No, I did not. But I do have marshmallow bananas. So, let's see how these go for filling marathon. Hopefully that'll work. Pure sugar. Alright, marshmallow bananas. Not exactly isotonic. I have to be taking breaks. Yeah. 6 laps done. See you in a little bit. Alright, that's 10 laps. I'll settle in now. Catch you later. Content. Gonna be hard to film anything without embarrassing myself here. Okay, that's 10 laps done. No, 15 laps done. A little over 10K. Around 54 minutes. Not bad considering all the faffing about with camera and marshmallow bananas. Time to settle in. Alright, that's 20 laps. Phew. Alright, we're in the middle of lap 32. A little over halfway now. Hour 55. So hopefully on track for sub 4, that'd be nice. As we all know, the first 3/4 of the marathon is the easy half. Let's keep going.
It's hard to describe just what it was like running around in circles. Despite the headphone in my ear, I never actually turned on any music or podcasts. There were constantly people to dodge. The cool, air-conditioned air that spilled out of the doors when people opened them was such a treat every time. The echoing plop of my shoes was maddening. Here's what it actually sounded like to me for hours. I think this whole endeavor built mental toughness more than anything.
Alright, that's 40 laps done. 23 to go. Definitely feeling it now.
Like any marathon, things started to get tough towards the end.
Let's get it done. Okay, that's 50 laps done. About 34K. 3 hours and 7 minutes. I'm on the struggle bus. 13 more laps to go. Might need to take a walking break, but not yet. 13 laps, let's go. Okay, that's 60 laps done. 40K. 3 more laps, 2K to go. Did I plan ahead and bring shells? No, I did not. Marshmallow bananas. Let's see how these go for filling marathon. Let's try going. Let's finish it up. Alright. Coming up to the end of lap 63. 42K. Got a little part of the lap left. Come on, let's finish this.
Of course, I could have stopped any time. I didn't have to do this. But at the time, that felt like I would be admitting I couldn't do this. I'm pretty stubborn when it comes to running, and the surest way to get me to do something is to try to tell me I can't. And so, I persisted.
Alright. 4:03:45. 42.310. That's embarrassing. Alright, 63.5 laps later. That's a wrap on the Royal Caribbean Harmony for the Seas Marathon. Is it the next World Marathon Major? You betcha. Bye.
Some time has passed now, and okay, World Marathon Major is probably unrealistic. But what about a backyard ultra? You've got all the amenities right there, close enough to refuel and rest between yards. Aside from the getting so tired you fall overboard in the middle of the night risk, I think it's a great idea. Maybe they could put up some nets. If you've been following along, I signed up to be coached by Canadian Olympic marathoner Rory Linkletter about 2 months ago. Well, it's time to put some of that training to the test this weekend, because I have a half marathon race. That'll be the next video, so in the words of Rich Keeble, consider hitting that subscribe button. And then actually subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next week.
I will say, you have to be very careful what running footage I put in the video here from the beach. Let's just say there are a lot of older gentlemen who are very comfortable at the beach. And power to them. But not appropriate for YouTube.